Welcome to Natural Earth Paint, and today we're going to talk about how to store mixed up oil paint or keep it wet longer. So with our Natural Earth oil paints, some people like to mix up a large batch, or they just want to preserve the paint that they've already mixed up so they don't have to mix up a new batch each time they paint. So there's several different techniques for how to preserve and store your paint. One of them is with tin foil. So this is a real simple way to do it. Just have a square of tin foil. Put your paint inside. It could be a large amount or however much. And then just seal it up so it's an airtight little packet. Seal it up all the way around, and then I usually put a dab of the paint on the top so that I could tell which color is in there. So that is one technique for saving your paint. Another one is to use clove oil, which is a great preservative. Some people actually mix the clove oil, 2 or 3 drops, with the paint and just leave it out on their palette, and that helps preserve the paint and keep it wet. So that's one option. Some people think that clove oil can slightly darken your paint over time, over hundreds of years, so they don't want to use the clove oil directly in the paint. If you don't want to, then there's other options. You could put a dab of clove oil inside of a jar, maybe just pour a few drops of there and swish it around, and then put the empty jar of clove oil on top of your glob of paint. And so that'll preserve your paint and it'll stay wet much longer. Another option is if you have a pallet box, a container with your pallet inside, you could get a sponge and put drops of clove oil in the sponge and just put that in your pallet and seal it up. So that's one option. Another option is to put saran wrap over your pallet and just put the whole thing into the refrigerator. So you just got to make sure that your pallet is small enough to fit in your refrigerator, and be sure not to keep it around food or keep it in a separate area. And then the last option is to actually put your paint into an empty tube. So there's lots of these empty tubes. We'll be selling these on our website soon, but you can find them on the internet. They're just completely empty. And if you wanted to mix up a really large batch of paint, say an entire packet of pigment with oil, which would make about a tube of paint, you could mix that whole thing up and then just simply scoop the paint into the end of the container, fill the whole thing up, and then when it's completely filled, you fold it right where the paint ends, and then you just seal it up like that. And so you have a regular tube of paint with no preservatives in there, but it'll last a really long time, and it's completely pure, archival, natural earth paint with no toxins. So thanks so much, and come back again for our next video.